Hello everyone and welcome to today's session of Danes and Dice. I'm Toby, Dungeon Master, and today is session 50! Sorry, Gong is still AFK.
He's actually doing things.
But Galleon is here, so that's good. With that said, quickly, thanks to everyone who's been following along so far. It's been a great journey, I hope, for you as well as us. And,
Thank you to you, wherever you are.
And you.
And
Thank you
with
very
that,
much.
cheers, and let's have a good episode, and let's do a crowd trick of interruptions, starting with Galleon.
Well, yes. This is I, Emil,
I don't need
not
it. I
live,
might
but
need
from
that.
Aarhus.
Live from
Where
Aarhus
I
on
will-
Saturday night?
Where I will be portraying the character Galleon Moonlight, and I will be celebrating this 50th anniversary with citrus fruit.
Oh, fruit. Very fruit.
Whittlewood.
Yes, fruit. Nice. Next.
Hello, my name is Mikkel. I'll be playing Seek, the Satyr Sorcerer.
Sorry to all the headsets out there.
Hello, my name is Julian, and I'll be playing Sarugar Raxago, the half-orc barbarian. And I'm in Copenhagen.
And ASMR to all the
God damn it!
headsets
Now
out there.
everyone's gonna be looking up my address. Yeah,
What?
he said.
Good
Wait,
luck.
yeah.
Good
My name
Good luck.
is Marcus. What is the name? What's in the name?
A rose is but a rose.
Yeah. And I will be playing the half-orc fighter Dominic Grimdale in this 50th session, which I've also been playing for the last 50 sessions. So
last
I'll be
49,
playing the
but
same
yeah.
character.
Yeah!
I haven't died yet. Not yet.
Hello, my name is Patrick. I will be playing the level 8 Dwarven Monk Hobbit. Kevin Riddle.
Dwarven monk hobbit.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
multi-classing.
That is multi-racing.
Multi-racing.
That is who we are. Well, you're half orc, isn't that technically multi-race?
That is.
That's who we are. Let's play some D&D. Last time, our adventurers found a dragon and looted it. And that's where we begin today's episode.
Yes.
Exciting.
Last time, our adventurers looted the dragon, an ancient green dragon. Before that, actually, you know what? Let's start that over. Last time on Danes and Dice, our adventurers continued, having just slayed the trolls. They set up camp halfway through the woods, where Tharogar, via talking to animals of said woods, came to know that the
Oh, sorry.
came to know that the dragon Raskareth, which Galleon had been talking about, might have been slain, or at least was not moving according to these small animals. So the group, after the rest was over, ventured further forward, found the dragon chained to the ground, and discussed for a short while whether it was against their morale or not to see if maybe some things unset dragon would be worth something to them. Scales maybe for armor, fangs or talons maybe for weapons, and they agreed that even though it might not have been the nicest thing to do, still it could come in handy, and it would be respectful to the dragon to still use it, I suppose, in combat further forward. So they did so, ventured further forward, and where we last left off, our adventurers stood on what once was the Lake of Dreams, but now a open, desolate canyon
Of nightmares.
of nightmares and doom and death. And that is where we start today's session. We wish you a merry... Oh, now I see what you did earlier. You are stood again on this former lakeside. The rocks are dry and cracked. But the rocks, the kind of the dirt leading down what once was the lake bed is completely dried out and cracked. There are random jagged rocks kind of spewing out everywhere. There are no trails, no nothing. It is essentially just a massive canyon. You can't see to the other side of where it might start going up again. Had it been clear day and not in the Feywild, you probably could have. But even though your long range vision is somewhat mitigated, it's still clear that it is pretty damn far to the other side. Galleon, you know that the Lake of Dreams, you know how long it took to sail to the Summer Palace. I think I told you that, right? You don't have to say how long, but just yes or no. I'm pretty sure it's in the notes.
You told me.
Yes. So you know that, and yeah, that's where you find yourself.
I remember that I was told, sorry, that we were not allowed to swim in the lake.
Yes.
Can I just look around, just search for signs of why that was not allowed, and if it is okay to walk? What was once the Lake of Dreams?
You don't see any. I mean, had you not known that this was the Lake of Dreams, you would just have considered it any other place, really. There's nothing special about it, and as you come forward, Morks comes up to you and goes, "Oh, this is where we are."
You know this place?
Oh yes, it's dangerous.
How so?
Well, no one ever walks into the Valley of Souls.
Valley of Souls. This used to be the Lake of Dreams.
Oh no, this is the Valley of Souls. At least that's what me and Gimplock call it.
Why do you call it that?
Well, we came past this place, I suppose, further in that direction, and there were... Gimplock, how about it? Yeah. There were... And you can see even Gimplock is not hesitating, just trying to find the right word to describe it.
What?
So, you know how sometimes people become, after they die, they become transparent and,
Are you talking about ghosts?
Well, I mean, in lack of a better term, something like that, yes. Well, they were all walking into this valley.
When?
I think a couple of rests ago, I suppose. A little while before we ran into you guys.
You're saying there were like spirits of dead people walking down in the valley?
And you saw how many of them?
I don't know, didn't even begin to count.
So this happened some days ago.
Well, I mean, a 10-day, maybe a little more. But yeah, not too long ago.
This place used to be the Lake of Dreams. Is that what you're saying, Galleon?
Yes, this was.
Uh-huh. This doesn't really look like a lake, though.
Oh, you don't think?
It's
No.
pretty clear that it probably once was. Same
Yeah.
as if you stood and look in like valleys in.
How long has it been
The
since you were here?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I've been in with Rendai for years. I haven't been past this place since, well, since I was a kid. Definitely not after the attack.
That's climate change for you. Okay, so what should we do? Do we just
Well, we're going
find
to
a way
this-
down and through?
Well,
We
we're
need to find the summer palace.
yeah.
But it's supposed to be floating on the lake, right?
Well, there is
It
no lake
is.
to float upon.
And there's no telling if it's still.
Maybe they moved it?
Do we need someone to
or
scout
ran
ahead?
ashore.
I'm just.
No, but was it supposed to be floating on?
I think it was. Didn't Vera Nestra say that it was like kind of levitating above the lake? So I figured maybe it was a city that could move on its own.
Yeah.
Could be.
So we're heading into
The Valley of Souls.
the Valley of Souls.
Well, yes, at least that's what me and Gimblock called it. Had a pretty good ring to it.
Well, there's only one way, isn't there?
Don't you dare jump from this distance.
Oh, it's not that far. And there are no pills down there.
I mean, you're literally, it's just.
Oh, it's like that. Oh, I thought.
For
it was
now,
like
I mean,
a-
there's going to be places where there's.
I
there are
thought it
cutoffs,
was like
but-
an edge, and then it was just like a canyon.
I mean, you can see canyon for
Okay.
as far as your
But
eyes
it is like we
see.
can walk.
For now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can.
5,000 miles. 100.
So well, I guess that if we gotta find the summer palace, we just gotta continue on down to this valley canyon.
Yeah.
Yes, dead people or dead people.
And then we
It's
gotta
just-
watch out for dead people.
So if any of these creatures that have walked down this way, if they attack us, how, can you just? Is it possible to just fight them like we fought those trolls?
Well, they didn't attack us. They just went by through us.
Oh, so they're not
Sounds-
aggressive.
Well, they weren't to me.
So they were heading somewhere.
Gimblock?
I mean, Gimblock. I took a careful step backwards.
Oh,
And then what?
Or nothing. They didn't seem to notice them. I stood there alone for a little while.
but you're. Wait a minute.
Did you?
When did you say you lost your memories? Do you remember? No, of course. What am I thinking?
He didn't lose his
I
memory.
lost
He lost
my
his powers.
Oh, he lost his powers. Yeah.
He remembers he had powers.
You remember you had powers, and
Yeah.
when did you lose your powers?
Said something about a dream.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. A while ago?
Hmm.
A little before we came here?
Okay, so before ghosts went
Through you.
A little before, I think.
Okay.
beef. Ah, damn it!
That was too slow.
Yeah.
So we're heading into the canyon of death and
Well.
decay.
Only one way. I look at Galleon and I just start walking while looking at him, like hesitantly going forward.
As you slowly start making your way forward and step onto the dry lake bed itself, you notice that within a minute or two of walking, that the air grows pretty thick.
Ugh.
And I would like for all of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Fucking hell.
Are they within 5 or 10 feet of me?
Yes, but this is not magical.
Oh, but all saving
No, but
It's
still,
all saving throws?
All saving throws.
Well, there you
Okay,
just
fine
go
then.
read it, I suppose.
Yes.
Is everyone
or
walking
protection.
within 2
There's
meters
a,
of you?
+2 bonus to all saving throws.
I'm gonna just, for the sake of meta, since you're walking in what I would only imagine is a column still, and it's within 2 meters, you decide which 2 people don't roll with +2. Since you're walking, you wouldn't. I mean, if Galleon is walking in front, he wouldn't be within 2 meters of all of you.
No, of course.
So you decide who is furthest away from Galleon.
I decide. Or
Yeah, you
I mean,
decide.
yeah, you
that's
can
for
decide.
fun.
You can decide because you don't see what people rolled.
I think if we walk as before, I think Tharagar will be in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. See?
Okay. So what did you roll?
19 with the +2.
27.
Tharagar?
Was it a Constitution?
Yes.
That's 23.
23.
I was without the +2?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, then I'll be at 10.
10. Galleon, what did you roll?
I rolled a 14.
14. As you start maneuvering your way forward, you see how Mork stops walking. I don't like it here. Gimplok, how about if you guys, how about if so me and Gimplok, we could wait over here, and then when you've done the thing that you need to do, you could just come back to us.
Morks.
We're
I
going
think
to
we're
the Summer
going.
Palace.
Yeah, I think we're going to the Lake of Dreams.
Well, I mean, according to Galleon, we're already in it.
Yes. Well, we have to find somewhere where there's still water.
So how about if you find it, and then we wait? I
We
don't want
can't
to walk
have
any
time
further.
wasting.
But Morgs, it's just the air is thick, yes, and it's a bit scary,
No, it
but
doesn't feel right. I'm not gonna walk. I'm not gonna walk any further.
Then we can't help you.
This might be the key to unlocking your powers.
Well, I know that much, but
Well- well, we can't promise you that we will. We can promise we'll come back to get you guys.
The sense of fear comes from someplace. Why are you afraid?
Something just tells me that this is not a place I should be. But if you do find your leg, and he turns around, kind of goes through his backpack, you know what? I have 6 of these. You take them, and then I wait up here. And he kind of always just does that and starts, well, I suppose
Morgs.
this, since he's 2.5 meters, 3 meters tall, like does this, gives you a couple of bottles. If you were to go to your lake thing, you take those. They will help you. I'm gonna walk this direction, and then I wait for you on the other side.
Come with us.
On the other side.
We can protect
Well, up
you.
here,
On this
Gimblok,
where we were before.
Gimblok, are you staying with him?
Where Morks goes, I goes.
Makes perfect sense.
Well, all right. Well, maybe we'll come back for you. Maybe we won't.
Oh, Gimblok, do you have anything that could help us going into this dangerous valley?
Or maybe he can start working on some things for us if you're willing to do that.
We don't even know.
I don't like giving things away for free, no, but if you have some other things from the dragon that you need working on.
Sure.
And you will be here when we get back with our
I mean,
things.
we can agree a point in time in which we'll be around here, sure.
Is there a specific, special way we can contact you?
I mean, when you can see us, you can wave.
I think
That's
I'll
very
keep my
special.
teeth.
I don't really. You want my walkie-talkie?
I give these to
Okay.
you.
Well-
what are these?
I have no clue what you've just given me, but
A bow.
thanks. Oh,
Dick.
give me one. Well, what do they look like?
What do they
You
do?
see a vial, maybe the size of the like cylinder shape of the champagne glass you have on your tables. Inside it's pretty transparent with a bluish liquid.
Oh.
But inside this blue liquid, there seems to be
The
a
number
small
50.
jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
Yeah, like a little gobbler, whatever they call it, just
Yeah,
slowly
just-
going up and down.
So,
Yeah, you
Mox,
just drink it.
Morgan, what does it do?
Oh, if you find your lake, you can swim in it and don't have to hold your breath.
Oh, cool.
also we can breathe underwater.
Useful. That's good.
Oh,
mean,
how
that's good.
long?
I hope long enough, depending on how long you're down there.
Great. Well,
That's as great as an
That's
answer I
pass
ever
it
get.
on.
I think around an hour.
Okay.
all right. Well, thank you,
Thanks.
Mox.
But again, and ever since you've started talking, he's kind of just slowly been walking backwards.
All right.
If you figure out, yeah, just
We'll come back for you guys.
okay. I wish you the best of luck.
Bye.
Hopefully.
And you're sure you don't want to follow us? We need every capable man we can get.
No.
No.
I don't like it here at all.
What is it that
So-
makes you feel so
Neither
uneasy?
do we, but
No, you don't understand it, Mr. Galleon. I really don't like it here.
What makes you feel
I
so
wish
uneasy?
you the best of luck in finding your lake, and if you're lucky along the way, maybe you find the thing for me, for the magic for me, and if not, then that's unlucky, but then at least I didn't have to go down there.
Okay, Mox. Well,
Okay.
Thank you so
and,
much,
and Gimblock. So
Someone's
see you
gotta
later.
take care of him.
Yeah.
Did you need anything worked on?
Well, actually, yeah. As
I'm just gonna
as a
keep
symbol
my
of
skill.
good faith and,
Fuck it.
and trusting in you,
Yeah,
we hope that you will.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Inside check!
Yes, definitely inside check. That's a 16
Oh,
plus
a lot.
plus 0, so 16.
Why wouldn't you?
Okay. And I give him the cape, and I was thinking maybe turning it into like. Do you sew? Can you make this into a cape that might be able to protect me again?
I can sew.
Really, Mox?
Yeah.
Perfect. I trust you a lot more. So.
Why wouldn't
So-
you? Inside check! He's a big fat liar! Big bad! Big
Yeah,
fat!
please make you breathe underwater.
blah, blah, blah,
I just
For
feel
an
them.
hour
I have
or a
to
minute,
pee.
we don't know.
You are the ghosts.
Can you maybe sew this into something that might fit me when we see each other again?
He does take a quick. I'll take a look at it.
Thank you so much, Mox.
Would you mind
If
doing
there-
the same for me, Mox? I also have some.
Well, I mean, how long are you guys planning on being gone
Hopefully
for?
not alone, but if you would like
As
to
far
start
as
it
you
off-
can
Well,
get.
then you have something to spend your time doing. That's maybe.
I'll
maybe
work
you could-
on yours, and depending on how long it takes, I'll work on yours. And
Perfect.
Great.
Thank you
Maybe
so
send
much.
Gimblock to work if he is getting out of
Oh.
hand.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Best of luck
Thank
with
you.
everything down this hill. I will go that way.
Thank you, Mox.
And he just turns around.
and runs.
Slowly starts increasing in tempo and starts walking
I know it's a
away.
bit of a scary place, but that was just a little excessive.
What did you roll again? You rolled high, you rolled high, you rolled
I rolled
High.
14.
Constitution when you came in,
High.
do you remember?
23.
23.
You rolled high as well, you
And
rolled
10.
10? Okay.
Did you? Oh.
You, again, while you don't feel any, I mean, similar to what Morx is currently feeling, still the air has grown extremely thick, as in, I don't know if you guys have ever been in a rainforest or a really humid place where
Yeah.
it's just, the air is thick. This air, though, not with just humidity and water, quite the contrary, it's as if it comes with a, I don't know how to describe this in a better way, but a big stench of just loss and sadness. and whatever would make you feel that way to begin with. RP it as you like, but may or may not be to some extent magnified in the time that you spend here.
Does it seem like a
Strange.
natural humidity, or does it seem unnatural magic?
You're in the Feywild. Nothing is natural. But it's not.
So
I mean,
it's
it's
natural.
not. It's nothing. It's not.
Except
You
for the
you've experienced things. If it's like the tech magic wise, you've experienced things in the Feywild before where you're like, what the hell is this? Someone is used to tech magic, and just the whole place poof, have lit up with magic. So even the trees, the flowers, everything here has magic, but it's more rooted into the nature of this, like the existence of this whole place, than someone saying, "Oh no, we could open up somewhere in a corner."
That's not how you conjure things.
It is.
So,
In this now,
Conjure-
Give us
Yeah.
all a morale boost. I would find my steed.
I will now ride my horse. Yeah,
I feel so sorry for you people walking.
yeah. You find your big elk and jump on the back of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Sounds. As you start walking further into this valley or canyon, essentially, you walk for quite a long time. Sometimes you have to, as you were alluding to before, Dominic, there are places with like big differences in what would have been depth of this lake bed where it just goes steep. So either you have to climb down or try and walk around to find a better place to get further down. And after having walked for approximately 2-3 hours into this lake bed, you can, when you look back and try and look up, you can't even make out where is the top of this anymore. You've just been going consistently downhill this whole time.
The ring of fire. The ring of
Galleon, make a perception check.
Can start singing.
Yes.
I roll so badly. Oh my god. That is that's an 8.
8. You again try to look for any landmarks at all, but if there's one place you've definitely never been, that is
It's at
not
the
only
bottom of
not
the
just
lake.
in the Lake of Dreams, but well below the Lake of Dreams.
At the bottom of the
So you're walking not lost, because you know approximately the size, and you can, off of how the terrain is inclining in different areas, you can always, I mean, it will be pretty simple to, as long as you're just walking uphill, we'll probably reach the shore or the end of this place at some point. But you're continuing to guide the group down and further into this canyon.
Cool.
You walk for an additional couple of hours and starting to feel exhausted. Thinking about it, it might actually be a bit earlier than when you would have felt exhausted or tired had you walked during the day or somewhere else. But the thick air, and as you're hearing, funnily enough, in this music as well, some of the sounds of what you think to be wind, sometimes it comes out kind of as if you can make out words in the wind.
I try and pull my coat up above my nose and mouth to cover something.
You
This is a bit scary.
continue walking
Not gonna deny it.
for an hour longer or so, and have now been up since you didn't take a nap or rest at the lake, reaching a point now where at least a short rest would probably be wise, unless if you're looking to, I mean, go towards exhaustion.
Can we rest at the bottom of this place?
You are far from at the bottom.
No, but inside this place, I mean.
Is there a place where we might that might be suitable for taking cover for the night?
Again, I mean, while you've walked down, you've seen random kind of rocks stick out from the ground as a rock bed would look, but no, everything seems pretty plain. Where there were seaweeds and whatnot before, it's all dried out. So what few branches and whatnot that would have been left on the bottom of the bed or the lake bed has pretty much turned to crisp and rubble. There are small, not caves, but small, like kind of bend-ins in the dirt and rock formations that you could maybe get some cover under, but it wouldn't work as a full covered place to sleep. But you have come past
to one of those.
Yeah.
Guys, are you feeling a bit heavy too? I could use a rest.
Yes.
Or just a break. Just a little one.
Yeah,
Yes, a break would be nice.
Wouldn't
I
it?
feel it too.
No, it's not
Let's
ideal.
take cover over by those rocks.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right.
No, it's not ideal, but
We'll have to take
Nothing is
this
at the
step.
moment.
It's better than nothing.
yeah.
You make your way over to, again, this small rock formation. Ain't much different from where you are right now, but at least if someone was to come from above or behind you, maybe the rocks like that are kind of jagged out like this would grant a bit of cover from it. But anything from the sides or down below would obviously be able to see you. But again, under the circumstances, this is the best cover that you have to work with. How long would you stay here?
A couple of hours or something?
So a short rest.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Yeah,
I don't think a long
unless
rest would
someone
be-
needs a long rest.
No.
No.
it's-
Also, it's not. Has it been 24 hours?
No.
I don't
No.
think so. Not if it was
Since
like,
you started the long rest, I think it is, right? Or ended it? I don't remember.
Probably not.
well, I mean, we were like 6-7 hours with the dragon, right? And then we walked for a while. It would be
2-3 hours.
It's probably. Let me just see here. A character can benefit from more than one long rest in a 24-hour period. Okay, yeah, so it's not been 24 hours yet. It's probably been around 12, 16 hours since you left the troll
yeah.
village.
Let's just
Let's just take a short stop and get moving.
I'll take the first watch.
Okay.
You all sit down,
I'll take the second.
and I would like for all of you to make a Constitution check throw.
But now we're all
that's
sitting
well.
close.
Now you would all be next to
Oh, that's good.
him, yes. So you have plus 2.
So, plus 2.
13.
14.
25.
21.
Fucking plus 19 Constitution people over there. What about you, Galleon?
That is a fake 20.
Okay. You sit down while none of you fall asleep. Still, I mean, just being able to sit down, all of you have gotten to carry more things ever since the dragon place. So it's as if every 1 kilogram weighs 10 kilos in this place. And as you're sitting down, just if the instant reaction is to do this, and just try and relax.
On my watch, I try to use my whetstone on my axe.
Yeah. Working on your axe to try and, do these like benefit things, I would say it makes you less, like in case something were to try and sneak up on you or something
Yeah.
like that, would make you less observant
Okay.
on those things. But given just so you know, given the area you're in, where it would probably require something invisible to sneak up on you because it's so open,
Yeah.
it would be very difficult for you not to notice if
Okay.
somebody were to sneak up on you. So in this area it will work out. 1 second. Shing.
Batman. Fuck.
I have a shop.
You have a shop?
Shovel.
That meditative.
Treasure.
That
Right.
meditative sound makes me fall asleep.
Digging. Digging.
Wait, is it a whetstone? As in the
whetstone.
inventory item, WHETSTONE?
WHETSTONE.
Yeah.
E.T.
So,
Whetstone.
Wouldn't it be a shot?
what weapons do you have? Because you wouldn't know this. What weapons do you have?
I have my
Axe?
two-handed axe.
Yeah.
I have a spear,
Yeah.
and I have my bola,
You have your bowler. Okay.
and I have the wand of the skull.
you have the one
And
of
you
the
have
skull.
the big dragon claw.
The dragon thing as well.
Still have the.
You
yeah.
would
That's
know
not
that
a
ever
weapon.
since the axe that you have come into position now, it's as if because of its magic properties, the whetstone hasn't really done a whole lot to it. I didn't know this before reading right now, but the whetstone it does what it does, but it doesn't work on magical items.
Then I'll use it on.
But you can use it on the spear, I
The
suppose.
spear.
Yeah. So your spear, let me see, now deals non-magical, but still +1 to damage, not your attack rolls, just damage, for the next 8 hours. Yeah,
Okay.
in case you opt to use it.
What?
While you're sat here with your,
I wasn't sitting there.
while you're sat here working on your spear with your whetstone, kind of just
I wasn't.
sitting with it in your hand, trying to pour very little bits of water over it, the whetstone, and then just work on it. You all of a sudden feel a chill down your spine, as if the temperature just dropped like 30 degrees in a second.
Right.
And as you turn around and kind of the hairs up your neck go completely stiff, I suppose, in lack of a better word, you look over your shoulder and you see what just appears to be a humanoid being, just kind of with the feet off the ground, floating past you down the same kind of, not, there's no path at all. You're walking in, a lake bed, but down the hill, essentially. And further forward, there seems to be a bit of a drop. It just falls down and over it. Completely kind of this bluish light, translucent being that just...
Did it look like anything recognizable?
It's... while it has the outline of a humanoid, you couldn't tell whether it was an elf or Eladrin or maybe even a half-orc, but it was more just light than there was no facial features. There's none of that. Just this thing kind of floating past you and falls over the ridge line.
Alright, I take the rest of my watch, just sitting with my back towards the cave or the side under the kind of rock formation.
Yeah.
Just so I can always see whenever,
Yeah.
if more spirits
Yeah.
come by the same way, so I'm not surprised.
You sit for another half hour or so until another one you see, not in the distance, just kind of coming out of this thick air, sort of not manifests in front of you, but kind of, and starts going past you as well, not seeming to recognize you at all.
I try to just, not too loud, so not to wake anyone, just to try to, hey, can you hear me?
No reactions.
Right, I let it pass.
Yeah. This being falls over the edge as well, but seemingly as if it's still just in that same kind of movement of hovering. The rest of you, while you haven't slept per se, kind of get back to your senses after a bit of a rest, further in underneath these stones. And you all get a short rest.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
It's good for your scar.
Yeah, but it's still.
And now it's healed.
No! I still have a scar.
You can have a
And
scar.
it's cool.
I'll cut off your arm soon enough.
That would be cool.
Cut off your arms.
And that's when I become a monk of the astral self.
Okay, should we continue?
Are we drinking souls right now? I like it.
Dark Souls.
Blue souls.
So, should we continue down there? I
This
feel
is my
better
Dark
now.
Souls chapter.
Yes.
Literally.
Oh,
Press
this
on.
is the Dark Soul.
Yeah. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Galleon, do you have any information about these ghosts, spirits? Is there
You're
something
asking
we
me?
Yes, can we help them somehow?
I've never seen those before.
You know there to be wisps and different spirits in the nature, but these don't look like any spirits of like Feywild spirits that you've ever seen before.
I have seen spirits before, but none that are like this.
The ones that you've seen have been very nature-esque in terms of, you know, like essentially like what do you call those? Ilflu would be firefly.
Lights.
Like just lights in nature, some very big, some smaller, but feel more as part of nature. And while you haven't seen what
Like the
Theragar
Mononoke.
describes yet, what Theragar describes is much more what we in the Western world would consider, you know, ghosts, so to speak. You pack your things
Yeah.
and start moving further forward. You reach this ridge that you saw further up ahead before Theragar, and while you can't go straight down it, you start maneuvering around the side of it, constantly again walking and kind of having to shake your heads every now and again with
What's going on down
What do we see? Yeah, what do we see when we look? I'm trying to look over the ledge,
You see
basically the
how-
place where the ghosts fell down.
you don't. It's not that big of a drop. It's more like 10 meters or so. But you just see how the canyon. It's not like it's his. I can jump that distance.
I did.
You.
I should have taken some of that dragon wing to make wings for myself.
Yes, you continue further down, and after maybe 2-3 hours of still walking downhill non-stop, giving you a sense of how big this place is, and also maybe a fear of the time of your ankles when you have to walk out of it again. I don't know.
We'll fly.
You initially it's you, Galleon, who kind of as you walk squint your eyes as if something is shimmering in the distance. And far down, I mean much further down than where you are now, you can make out kind of a hazy outline in the midst of all this thick smog like smoke of what appears to be a ruin. And in this ruin, a big cylinder shaped tower kind of stands out with a golden top, and you realize that the golden top is what reflected this kind of light that your eyes recognized to begin with. And you recognize it as, or at least think of it as looking very similar to one of the towers from the Sun Palace.
I think that's it.
We'll go back.
This looks like the Summer Palace.
Oh,
That in the horizon.
but wasn't it? There's not much floating down there. Let's get going.
Yeah. Be wary.
So it got destroyed as well.
No, it's right there. It's not destroyed yet.
But it's not floating.
And it looks kind of like ruins far away.
There's just.
I'm riding on Luna, and I go like,
Yeah.
Not to gallop, but just to quicken the pace.
Yeah, yeah.
Guardian.
You pick up the speed, all of you, and as you come closer or further down, you see how. I mean, Galleon, you're the only one that would have known what it looked like before, but see how these crumbled walls and kind of completely sacked in roofs pretty much make it look like something fell out of the sky and hit the ground real hard.
That could be what we're looking at.
That is essentially what you're looking at, and you spent the next three,
This is
4
like the
hours.
second Avengers movie where the city like lifted up and like.
What did you
just
lift
the
up?
impact.
What did you lift up?
Have you seen the second Avengers movie?
Oh yeah,
Captain
yeah,
Age
yeah.
of
Well,
Ultron?
yeah. I suppose something like that, except it's a
Alright.
palace and not a whole city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Imagine meteor showers came in, something was floating on the water vaporizes and
Yeah.
or vaporizes,
Evaporated.
evaporated. You
Changing.
make your way. You make your way further into this pit, or canyon, I should say. And as you're probably 5-6 kilometers or so, I mean, would be your estimate. Again, there isn't a clear walking path. You're walking around, maneuvering around different things on your way down there. Seek, you feel this same cold that Theragar felt earlier, and as you turn around, you see from behind all of you comes one more of these floating things past you.
The fuck?
And it seems to be headed towards the palace. Or at least in that direction.
Can I
As
try
you-
and go up and touch the thing?
It pretty much just flies through your hand. As you notice this, it's as if you start, after having seen this, the rest of you, it's as if you start being able to make out what you thought was just movement in the fog in front of you, to be more of these, as if coming over the ridge of this lake bed from all different directions towards this ruin down in the very bottom of the
Seems like a well of
of the
souls.
water.
Yeah. But how did the water disappear?
Fire.
But I look up. I
You're probably, if you were to do like a
yeah.
estimate, you're probably from where make a nature check. I don't know how good Kevin is at this stuff.
I would like to
No,
help
it's
him
not.
with that nature check.
You would all be trying to estimate which. So guys, time out. How far did we walk down? You rolled down. What did you roll?
8. But is it like? Can I try to guess?
Tack. It would. What did you roll?
19.
Kevin, he goes, guys. Imagine that we're like 300 meters down, and then Theragar goes,
I think it's more like 2 kilometers underwater.
So
that was my best attempt at making your voices.
There we try to get down here from now on.
And now it's a one-man D&D show. I'm just gonna play all the characters from now on.
See ya, Toby.
But yeah, your estimate is that you've probably walked. I mean, if you were to go straight down a line from what would have been the what do you call it, the surface, around 2 kilometers. But you've also spent many hours doing so.
Well, I mean, Maserath wanted us to see the downfall of the Feyran. Makes sense for him to take away the water.
Make something actually fall down.
Of course, but this can't be done with just fire. It must be magic, right?
There, but there was meteors. Big flaming balls of
Of rocks.
fiery rocks.
I've
Do you
seen that
remember?
before.
Do you remember in that book where Basun helped, and you were You were casting fire, and then he cast some ice, and then you casted fire again. And of course the fire melted the ice, but it couldn't have done that much more. Imagine
I think
how
that
many.
was a bit more than what I can do. This was.
What imagine?
But that's what I say. That we really need a lot of fires
Powerful.
to get all these down.
Powerful magic users wielding powerful fire magic.
Yes.
I experienced something in that sense during my vision,
That's true.
and it was smoke and it was rocks and it was very very big. Rock.
Make a history check,
Oh, okay.
Dominic.
Yeah, maybe I.
Nazareth is the son of a wizard, right? Or something like that. There was the forgotten one.
Yeah.
But 17.
Powerful magic.
You remember that the rocks and stones that came down and hit where you were
The wagon and everything.
were. You remember how much damage they did, kind of? I mean, not damage and dice, but how much destruction happened with just them. They were small debris of the big rocks you saw in the sky.
Yeah,
Like small parts that fell off and kind of flew towards you. The big ones hit.
We saw in the horizon the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you encountered were just kind of the small things that fell off the actual.
Yeah.
Stone.
The debris.
Yeah.
I think something could fall from the sky and do this kind of damage.
Who knows? Maybe we might find it
Yeah.
if we keep walking.
Yes. Let's press
Let's
on.
go to the ruin maybe. Yes. Check it out.
Let's go to the room, maybe.
Did I start?
Let's go to the room.
Yes, go
I
to
just
the
watched
room.
that Banshees of
Continue making your way further forward
Making your way.
and walk for another couple of hours. Again, 5-6 kilometers ain't too far if you're walking it on a straight road, but you're having to do detours constantly around different things, areas where you maybe could climb if you really wanted to spend time to, but you'd rather walk a couple of 100 meters around it instead. Sometimes you've walked in areas that were maybe a bit too steep, causing like rock slides and
Guys,
whatnot.
if anything's easier, I might be able to hold a rope or tie it to a stone, and then you can go down the rope, and then I can just jump down the cliff. If that makes any sense.
You haven't been, you haven't really encountered areas that would force you to
No.
do stuff like this. But
Good to know.
Oh, good
It's
to
a
know.
good thing.
Sure
We
you
can
could,
use this as traversing.
Sure you could hold me.
The
I tied it to a rock and then held the rock. Oh.
the further you make your way down,
Intelligence of 8.
the further you make your way down, the more of these spirits you see. And as you see how they all kind of not merge together as in they become the same unit, they kind of go in file further up ahead, where there seemed to be what maybe once was a broken passageway leading into the ruin, about 500-600 meters ahead of you.
We don't have to go through any of these, right? Please tell me we don't have to do that.
What do you mean?
Go through the ghosts?
Yeah.
No? Let's try not to, but we have to go in the direction where they're going. We're going.
But yeah, let's try to avoid.
Just avoid them.
Being in their mere presence could affect your system, just as you doesn't have to be just because you go through them.
You just stay out of line.
We can always follow. See where they're going.
Yeah.
From
Yeah,
what
of
I've heard
course.
that you've been through, this
It's nothing like it.
Really?
We've never.
We've never seen anything like this.
No, of course not. Of course
And essentially what you're looking at now is just a
Column of ghosts.
as if the doors to Orange Scene has been opened. Not that they're running, but the further down you get, the closer you get, the more they just kind of start hoarding together, flying in to this opening.
What is this?
Should we just?
Is there any other way inside this ruin, Gallion?
Do I remember any?
I mean, where you are isn't even. It's you don't recognize this ruin as being the Summer Palace. You just see parts of a wall, the tower that you saw from before, all these different debris that would make out this is all the material that it would take to build the summer palace, but now they've put it all, like they've shaken it and put it in a box. So there's nothing left of what was the summer palace. Maybe inside there are rooms that are still intact, but outside of that it's just a big pile of ruins made by the same rocks that were the summer palace.
So I would like to ask the party how, like on a scale from 1 to 20, how brave are they feeling?
Let's say good 11.
In what way?
You hear a yell from Morgs.
I can go through the gate. I don't
would-
mind.
I would rather not go through those things, but I'll go with you, of course. So if that's the way,
What a number from
This
1
is
to
the
20?
what?
This is the way.
This is
I'm about an 18, and
I-
Kevin, if you're scared, you can
Might
hold my hand.
be an 8.
You're an 8.
Yeah.
No clue what
Thorough.
he's hinting at.
How are you feeling?
Oh, we're rolling for it.
Well,
I don't know what he's asking
I
for.
just
seeing this dwarf being so scared, knowing the power he possesses, I am becoming uneasy myself.
It's just if we
I am around very low numbers.
if we end up angering any of these, and there's a lot of ghosts for 6 people.
5.
The DM doesn't count.
5.
I'm the ghosts.
You are the ghost. This is the way.
I am the ghost. I know the way. This is the way.
This is the way.
But I have a feeling that if we would try to pass them, there's some magic about them that might scare us.
Yeah.
So Tharagar, I put out my hand and I lay it on you.
I mean, you had one of them, Kevin, walk through your hand and nothing happened. It was a cold
Oh,
feeling,
just
but
before.
Yeah. So I
Nothing
know that
happened.
sort of
Well,
feeling.
never mind.
I'm not good in.
What were you doing, Galleon?
Sorry.
Nothing. Maybe it will be handy later. I'll keep it in mind.
Yes. Well, we can stand here, or we can
Push through.
continue.
Yes.
Let's continue on.
Let's go.
I'm still on Luna, by the way.
okay. You make your way further down towards this. It's what probably once was an entry. You don't know if it was the entry to the building or if it's just a hall connecting another hall inside something. But clearly a bit of a somewhat of a frame. You see that further in the bottom there appears to be water. Not much, but there is maybe like you can see stones in the water as well. So it's not like it's crazy
shallow.
deep, but there's still like a bit of water in the very bottom, which you're at this point figuring that if you're not at the very bottom, then pretty close to it anyway. And you're stood in a place where you see what once was again, you're making it out to be a former bridge, not that it necessarily was, could just as well have been a stone hallway that is broken in half, and now it's those pieces that are lying here in front of you, and up ahead of you you see this, formation in the rubble that kind of carves out the entryway, which is where the beings are headed.
Wait, what?
And you are standing, I can't see how far back I can go here.
You can go there.
You are on the,
And this is water?
down there. And this, down there is water. There's maybe 10, 11 meters down, 10, 15, around 10 meters. So what's that?
Probably
30
around
feet.
300 meters.
Yeah,
And-
about
and
2
the-
kilometers.
Looks down. Oh,
and
that's
the beings are
300
going
more.
to the water?
No,
or-
they're
oh,
floating across this.
Across this.
And in through the entrance. I will give it to you as well, Emil. 1 second. You can now see where before you could not see.
Hooray, motherfucker.
How is it?
So this is the water we're not supposed to bathe in, right? Swim in.
So let's not do that.
What was the problem with this water?
Drinking the elixir.
Remind me.
It was the water of the Lake of Dreams.
We think, at least.
Of course, we
If
think.
we go into the water, what happens?
Well,
don't know.
Gallion says we're not allowed to swim in it.
Yeah,
It is forbidden.
this is the way.
I was still told why.
How far can
Just-
you throw people?
Just don't do it. Fuck Nike, don't do it.
I can throw you. I can throw you that far.
I'm pretty good at that as well.
I think we could definitely throw you. You may, and you take a rope, and we come.
That's my
Afterwards?
thinking. What do I have that I
That
can actually
should
do?
be. That should be possible. I think.
Well, if I
Possible.
Possible.
plausible.
But. And I want to just look down to the water. Do I
You
know?
walk up, I mean, as you kind of walk up on the side,
Kinda, yeah.
not wanting to get in the way of all these spirits that are
kind
currently
of.
just funneling across.
Yeah.
You go out and you look down, and you-
Does it look like water?
around
Oh.
10 meters down,
Yeah.
looks like water, maybe 1, 2, 3. You can't really make out exactly, but like maybe 2 to 3 meters deep
Yeah.
water.
Are there any small stones lying around?
There would be. I mean, there's stones everywhere.
I take one stone
Mm-hmm.
and I throw it out to see if anything happens when it hits the water.
Plop, plop, plop.
Is it possible to see on the other side what happens through the doors? Or
Can't make out what's happening inside. No, not from where you are.
All right. So if we
I should explain to you as well that what you're looking towards here is essentially just as if like a hill of rubble that you're walking into, not the bottom of, but a low portion of.
How far is it up to this point up here in the corner?
Around 30 meters up.
30 meters up.
So that's what, 90 feet.
So I mean, Theroga and I, we can definitely.
It's pretty steep. I mean, you've essentially walked into this,
Yeah.
bottom part where parts of this
Hero?
area still is.
And then of course I've seen Galleon
I made the
a couple
campaign
of
too hard.
times
The
jump
gap was too far.
from.
TPK. They never crossed the bridge. Fuck. They tried to jump and died.
Well, I didn't know that ghost could interrupt you. No, I'm kidding.
I would like to just go to the edge of the bridge and just with my foot just feel if there's actually some sort of magical bridge that we can't see.
You don't seem there's no like though you don't sense any illusion. I like the way of thinking though, but nope, you don't sense any illusionary
Things at work.
Think I don't know.
Okay, if you throw me, I put this rope around me. Try and throw me. If I don't get over there, grab that rope and pull me up again. Everyone?
I think
Alright with that?
maybe you and I should form some sort of boost, and we can like lift so his
can
jump becomes
jump.
higher.
Yeah, that
I
sounds
can
like a
I can
good
try
plan.
and run faster
You
towards
run.
you.
Yes.
I mean,
Actually, just to help,
Or-
I would like to Misty Step.
Oh!
That's what I was waiting for.
you know what? That was what I was about to say before when you were.
Yeah.
Being a ghost and everything. Wasn't that the
So
Thank you,
you
Gallion.
so Galleon realized, oh
we're
wait,
just discussing this.
oh wait, I can do this thing, and you
Yeah.
just
Could it, for
Yeah.
Flair thing, is it like the three of us talking,
Yeah.
standing like, we could do this, we could do
gonna
this,
throw.
be engineers,
actually.
and then just Gallion just doing it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Are you alright?
guys,
You coming, guys?
Guys, he's over there.
What?
So Galleon,
Galleon's on
you
the right.
jump to the other side. You may
Right.
move Galleon to the other side,
No,
and
that's not it.
are now stood across there.
Oh!
Did you bring a rope?
Well, we can throw him a
When
rope.
you can throw a rope to me.
I will just take a rope with my mage hand.
Ah.
Oh.
That also makes sense.
Like the three guys with
The mage
eight-
hand falls down.
The three guys with 8 in intelligence. And but you don't have a rope over there. Hello.
You seem to have forgotten something.
You can't throw a rope.
How do we get the last person over?
I can be the last one. I'm the lightest, so or you're the lightest.
This is the one with the fairy guy having to transport the kale and the donkey and the whatever the puzzle
yeah, that's
thing
true.
is, or the sheep and the wolf. Over and back, and then over and then back, and then over and then back.
Okay, so how do we do this? Do we tie the rope to something, or
Can you miss this step if you grapple someone and just bring them with you?
or
Dimension
Galleon, are you
door.
strong enough to just?
Dimension door or thunderstep.
I can hold the one.
You can hold the one side of the rope, but okay.
Yeah. And then the dwarf hold the other one.
Or
Me?
Maybe just tie it to something. We can untie it with my mage hand, and then we can go.
Or
We can
do
tie
that.
it to
If there's
the
something to
dwarf.
tie to, then we should tie it.
Makes sense.
Find something to tie it.
Wouldn't the stick of kale be nice now?
That is true.
Not
Do
necessary.
we have the stick of kale?
No.
We do.
Or what do we use that for?
Who has it?
I don't know. Somebody said stick of kale, and we got it.
You wanna?
Can you
Give it-
please
give it here.
tell us what it does?
Fling.
You continue bouncing and then it goes into all these random sizes. Eventually, it becomes like a 5-meter stick that you're now
Am
stood
I?
with.
Okay, I'm not on
You
the
would
top
not
of
be
it.
on the top of it, no.
Can you make like a jump with the thing, and then?
No,
over?
that would make it probably smaller again, but we can lay it down.
you just gotta jump. Ah!
Or we can just put it over.
Sure.
And
I don't know
we
if
can-
we can try.
Yeah.
It will probably move a bit since it's a stick, but you have a. I mean,
Maybe it'll break if we're too heavy.
What is happening?
That is true.
It's magical though.
Or we could just use it to untie the rope afterwards.
I have a mage hand that can do that. God damn it! I just start I bring the rope over. I start tying it, and
What do we tie it to?
it's a rock. They're big rocks.
Let's just check if they are like solid, if they're solid enough to, so we don't.
everything that you're about to encounter, I did not think this would be the.
No.
It's always fun when you set up these things and you just don't know
How
what it's
far
gonna
would
be.
you-
Is there
You
a,
can literally measure
that's
it in
15,
grids.
20 meters.
You can jump it, right?
No, you can jump equal.
I've
to-
seen you jump in the ruins.
How far is it? It's 5,
fool.
10, 15, 20, 25 feet.
25 feet.
Yeah.
But
Can I-
if we both have the stick of kale lying across and the rope, so there's something to hold on to, why don't you just...
Sure, we do that.
That's what we do.
You can walk on the stick of kale and then walk with like the.
Oh.
So the thing happening is, I'm just standing there with my end of the rope and just waiting for you to do it.
Yeah.
And we're doing it.
And just figuring around.
We're finding a rock.
Wait, what
that's-
happened when you jumped across? What happened to your elk?
I guess it disappeared.
Okay. Or you disappeared it before you jumped. That would also make sense.
It's with you.
We tie this rope to.
By all means, it's not there.
Okay. Okay.
We try to find a rock that's strong enough,
Yeah.
stable enough. Is there one there? Maybe.
There are only rocks, and
Okay,
they're very
great.
big.
So we tie the rope
Mm-hmm.
to that
Mm-hmm.
part of the cliff rock thing.
You do that, and you have read Book of Ropes, so you do this.
I have read the Book of Ropes.
Make a self check with advantage.
Yeah,
Do it.
because
I believe in you.
because I. Oh, thank you. Nat 20.
Yes.
You tie a knot. But it is a very good knot.
Look, this I learned this during my stay at Cremor.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I didn't know you could do that.
I start walking over when it's done.
Yep.
I walk after him.
So you have the kale stick lying on the ground, and you have a rope that is tied. That one is holding on to. The other one is making a way over with. Great. Who goes first? Make a acrobatics check with advantage.
Big dice, big dice. That's not good.
Oh no.
What was it?
Acrobatics with advantage.
Acrobatic. That's I'm in the
3.
wrong thing. Acrobatics. That's a 10.
You make your way across.
Yes.
It's a whoa.
And I've got.
You know how as soon as you go out of like on those things,
Yeah.
it starts becoming very shaky. But yes, you do have hooves. Oh, I shouldn't have given you advantage. But you make your way across. Who's next?
I'm next.
Advantage. Acrobatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
You
was
come
a
across.
19. That's a 25.
You just jump over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You run on the rope.
I don't touch the rope. I just balance my way
Also
over.
just climb on the rope and just...
How do you
Many
want to
options. Who goes next?
Me!
Yes. Acrobatics check with advantage.
Nat 20!
You elegantly climb your way. Flip. How would you like to climb across?
I would like to just go like this.
Great. Dominic just feels it today. There we go.
I'm just gonna keep these fucking 20s in this one.
Tarragon.
Tarragon.
Double net 20s.
Yeah, but it's with both of them.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. 16.
You
Aerobics.
make your way across.
I start untying the rope and we.
Everyone
hit
is
on it.
across, and you go boing, boing, boing with a stick until it's a
Small
toothpick, and you
Oh,
put it in your
I'm
pocket.
done now.
And then as it's in your pocket, it hits something and it just breaks your pocket.
I always thought it was one size or another. One size or another.
Oh, yeah,
It's different size.
Random sizes all the
Oh,
time.
I had no
It
idea.
was useful.
You haven't learned the algorithm yet.
You're telling...
Where's Barsu?
When you described it in the first session, I thought it was like either it's this height or that height.
It just
Like,
kept shifting into random sizes.
Great, that's just great. Okay.
Well, I mean, it was. It gave you advantage on trying to make your way across this.
Stick of cake.
Amazing.
You make it. This is the first time you ever used it in session 50.
What a great session.
You make your way across, and as you do,
I'd like to use it again.
As you do. As you are.
you go inside and use the stick of kale.
And this is where the ghosts are like going past
They
us
are
right now.
all floating past you, or with you, I suppose. You come in and enter.
This is a fight scene.
Holy. What be these?
And enter what
Oh, this is gonna be so hard.
Galleon.
to navigate.
recognizes to be parts of the 3rd floor of this building. You see that there are hallways leading down in the... I'll move it for you over here as well. Hallways leading down in 3 directions. And that... I have to think for a second. Oh no.
Have a think. Have a Kit Kat.
I will think.
Rollies.
Wait.
Everybody roll.
Okay, so everyone close your eyes. Emil, don't look at the screen. Just in case it opens up on the other monitor. Oh no, it's good. You can open your eyes again. Yes, so all the ghosts are floating straight forward.
Oh. So,
They're floating down
and
in this direction. It's as if you see how there's this water in as part of the place. There are different. I'll get to this in a second. And there's stairs leading down on each their side of this kind of aqueduct. Galleon,
Someone just point out what you're referring to.
This way
this
down.
place, this direction down is water,
Yes.
and ghosties.
and there are stairs going downhill on each side. What you notice,
Which way were the ghosts heading?
Down the stairways.
Down the stairs. Okay.
Oh,
blue
by
thing
the
is-
river or by the stairs?
Wait a moment. Do we wanna?
what you notice is that there are corpses
Oh my god.
lying on the ground. And I used skeletons for corpses on this map, but it is essentially people that would have been. Some of them might be, if not completely skeletons at this point, then close to. Some of them still in very now ragged clothes that might at some point have been somewhat fine clothing. Lying in all different types of, what do you call it, positions. Some seem to be guards. Galleon, you instantly recognize the guard's sigil as Moon Palace guards. And there are clear signs of before this whole thing sunk or fell into the ground that a fight took place here.
Okay. Oh, so they attacked before the meteor shower.
I guess the Shadowkai must have done that.
But I thought they came with the fire.
I don't know.
How did you
Kevin.
make that conclusion?
Well, it's just if there's been a fight here.
Yes.
They've been fighting, right, with
Yes.
people, and then
But
it got
the
destroyed.
people survived that fall.
Probably not. Some of them might have.
We don't really know what
But
happened.
they could have been running here and then,
Anything could have
or
happened.
someone came
You
searching
don't see
refuge.
any Shadowkai corpses.
Oh.
How old does these corpses seem? Like a year?
Again, I mean, some are almost skeletal at this point. Some more just sunken in. So hard to determine, really.
Galleon,
Yes.
you used to be here. Which way should we head? Do you remember any of these holes?
I do.
I have no memory
This
of
used to
this
be
place.
this used to be the third floor
Yes.
of the Sun Palace.
Should we follow the ghosts to where they're headed, or should we search the other pathways?
I think.
Again, I
don't
mean,
know what
this
these ghosts are too, but I think they must be drawn by something.
Galleon, you know this place to effectively not be a maze, but this was a very big palace. So hallways would lead to other hallways, would lead to different doors, and so it's more to say that asking Galleon for specifics, both because Emil doesn't know because I haven't shown him this map, but also because Galleon wasn't here for a long time, it would be hard to determine.
This,
Which way should we head then? Should
Maybe
we
follow the
explore,
ghosts.
I think we should follow the ghosts.
Good.
What did this summer palace? Did it protect anything from Veranestra or?
where the ghosts
I know. I'm doing this.
Used to
Sorry.
Say again.
be the Sun Palace used to be the home of Queen Amyril Moonflower,
Mm-hmm.
my aunt.
your aunt.
My aunt. I've been here a few times, but it's very long ago, and this place is very huge, like a maze.
But were they after anything specific? Do you think? Is there any reason why this specific castle is targeted?
Hard to say.
So this is the place where Veranestra's brother Hirsam is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't really look good.
No, he might be gone, but he's a deity, so he might be alive.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes.
He does like to pull tricks once in a while.
Hirsam?
So this
Yes.
might all be an illusion.
Some illusion.
I think we should follow these ghosts. These
Yeah.
wisps.
Follow the goats.
You
Some of it might be.
start headed down the center path. I'll move the map for you in a second.
Skibbity bop.
But I like moving the minis. Oh, 5,000
You-
gold! Oh! I don't know.
Death.
Hunger of Hadar.
You start
man.
Ooh.
maneuvering your way down these paths as you split up. And make your way down each set of stairs. It's as if you walk down a small
Each
level
seem keep to their
down
own.
to then walk further forward and bend around the side, all the ghosts seem to be floating above you on this aqueduct, like further forward. Make a turn and continue down the path. You make your way over here. I'll just do this real quick. But you can put yourself down here. You make your way further forward and see again various. Where is my mouse? Here's my mouse. Various rubble, and see how these ghosts are just floating across this pool of water. Over further forward.
And where is this water coming from? Can we see if we...
It doesn't seem to have a pool of origin. It's just as if it's there.
Do I remember that water, if it used to be there?
There wasn't water in these halls when you walked them, no.
Okay.
I think we're gonna have to touch this water, Galleon. We want to go further. Unless we go back and check.
I should be the one to do it then.
Yes.
Okay.
And I take my hand and just splash it.
Yeah?
Not
As
soaking,
you-
but just touching the water.
Yeah. As you put your hand into the water and kind of splash it forward a bit, the water seems to just be water, but it's as if when water hasn't moved in a long time, it just doesn't happen up, and whenever you then start moving it around, like then odors or smells can start to come from it. A pretty foul stench comes from the water as you start splashing it. You don't feel any pain, but it's as if, there's just a foul smell of
Stale
a bottle
water.
having not been opened in far too long.
Maybe we should just step into it.
Yeah.
Were
I'm
there
gonna
some?
clutch my amulet while I do it.
Yeah?
How...
Were there some openings we didn't check back in the other room?
Yeah, there were a couple of hallways.
But this is where the ghosts are going.
The ghosts are literally floating past you right now across the water, yes.
I'll follow you.
If only I had...
Galleon, you start moving into the water, and as you do, this foul stench of just nasty water kind of fills your nose. Same thing happens to Zeke. As all of you start like moving into this water. It's only around a meter deep here.
So it's like here.
So Kevin is dead.
I carry shoulders on the Kevet.
You carry shoulders
Kevin's
on the
clothes
Kevin's.
smells like
Kevin.
shit now.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. No, I carry this Kevet
And
on
you
my
make
shoulder.
your way further forward.
Prestidigitation. All of it
Ew.
Oh
off.
yeah, that's nice.
Oh.
You
Can
still
you do
stink.
that?
Yeah.
Your clothes doesn't stink. Prestidigitation doesn't work as showers.
no.
I've ran
Just
into
to
that
dry off.
answer in a very weird chain of searches for completely different things, where they were looking at hygiene and D&D, and I was like, that is
Oh, but
simply
just to
too.
dry off more than anything.
That
just
would
take
work.
off the water.
That it would does.
Fluffy goat.
You come around into one moment,
Ah, more water.
another mousy.
It's not in the thing yet. Yes, mouse. Mousy.
You come around into another room where you can see the hallway kind of continuing down on the other side. Again, there's rubble lying around. You see that on the walls, Galleon, are paintings of your family, of I mean, not your family as in your parents, but I don't remember now. Was it? I have it right here. 1 second. As a matter of fact, you would have.
Pictures of your parents.
Yes, you see here. you would see pictures of your aunt and your father together on the wall as children. Other pictures on the ground just torn apart and, I mean, crumpled and on the ground, clearly having been broken in part of the, or as part of the fall of this whole building. And can make out that the only reason this is intact is because all the floors below where you are right now would have taken the majority of the hit of this whole place.
How are these pillars or
Pillars, yes, reaching up to the ceiling.
And how
they
far
have-
up are they? Those dragons or what they are?
It's not with dragons. It's just, I mean, I suppose small gargoyles
yeah.
essentially. The room itself, from floor to ceiling, is probably around 30 feet tall, so around 10 meters up to the ceiling, and the pillars go all the way from the bottom to the top.
Ah, okay.
And you said we could see paintings of.
Along the wall, yeah.
Does it look like any of the stones down from the bottom of the stair under the water are like a bit more raised than the others?
No, I mean, again, the water lies very still, but even then, and I should also add that it's pretty hard. So, I mean, you have light sources in here.
Pull out a torch.
But even then, yeah, you pull out a torch. But even it is dim lit
I light a torch.
in here, so you can see. But
Put out a torch.
it's not, I mean, fully envisioned.
What brings the light? Where does the light come from?
Could be, I mean, it's all very pale white stones, so it could just be light from outside in different. I mean, you see it in different places here and there where there's light sources coming in. This whole rubble thing, and the part of it that you're in, there would be light coming through every now and again. So you just kind of see a cylinder of light coming in from different locations, like spotlights on a stage essentially, that then reflects off of water and thus giving light to the room.
Right. Well,
We have to go through it, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah.
You were on the shoulders last time. It's gonna be fun.
Where do you think all those odors end up? I get all of yours.
What are you talking about? If I carry you on the
Yeah, but all the odors come up.
Yeah.
Before you were too small to smell anything, and now you're too tall?
What? Too small to smell anything?
I don't remember.
Yeah, because I smelled the dragon.
At the dragon thing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That was last week.
Oh yeah.
I don't know him too well, but looking at his clothes there, I could understand why he's so particular about odors and.
I liked it. Usually I'm not this well dressed, but
Oh,
look at it
really?
now.
That's a
Okay,
surprise.
let's
We had to meet with the mayor of.
let's
Big
continue.
You
What are
start
these?
maneuvering further
Falling
forward.
over.
And,
Galleon, is
um,
this?
I'm going on the side of the wall, so
Yeah.
yeah, to the right of the right pillar, I guess.
Galleon, these portraits. Is this your family?
You show
I know.
something.
I know.
It is. It is. That's my aunt, Andanduil. And that's my father, Julio.
Oh.
You make your way further forward and walk into this. I mean, the second pit that you come through it's not too as deep, I should say, but just a couple of pretty much ankle deep for the majority of you. You see that in here, at the end of the room, Galleon, you recognize on the wall there is a huge. I put a wolf there just so I remembered where it was. There might actually be a wolf, but underneath there a massive moon, kind of as if painted or put into the wall. It is only an art piece, but still like a massive moon symbol on the wall.
And these are pillars as well.
Yes.
Do you want to say a prayer here, Galleon? Maybe this is
I would like to.
You recognize this room that you're in now as being where you would have gone for this exact thing. Where your parents would have taken you for prayer, where all the, like, everything that not everything that you've learned about the moon, but a lot of it before you brought it to the temples yourself would have, like, originated from here.
So I just take a minute or two to sit on my knees
Mm-hmm.
and clutch my symbol
Yeah.
and really concentrate on that connection that I have felt a bit.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I can find the connection that I used to feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't feel a lot from your surroundings, so to speak, but it's as if as you sit down and try to really think deep, you feel it in your chest and in these moon-like stones that are like on your chest, as if they give you a kind of warmth through your chest, so to speak.
I'd like to reach out and touch them.
Yeah? Wait, everyone close your eyes for a second. Did I fuck this up as well?
And reach out and touch.
Reach out and touch them. Nope, we're alright. Yeah, say again.
So I reach out
Yeah.
while on my knees and try to touch these symbols.
Yeah. Yeah, you do so. And I mean, nothing divine happens with it, but you do feel.
There's a shift in the connection.
Not necessarily a shift in the connection, more of a feeling of belonging. Maybe you do feel a bit of that connection that wasn't there for the longest time.
While he's doing that,
Yeah.
can I go back and just check where the souls are going? Where are they headed?
They're coming with you. I mean, you essentially walk the same path they're walking,
Okay.
flying, and they're taking a lift as they come into this room. I mean, unless if you said otherwise, I would assume that you
I
follow the direction.
was just wondering
of
if they
the-
were like going somewhere in
Oh,
a wall
no.
or on.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like,
No,
guys.
they're with
Okay.
you,
Okay.
taking a lift.
Cool.
Should we keep following the ghosts?
Yes. Are you ready, Gallion?
I don't think
Yes.
Let's
Yeah, I
continue.
think we should move on.
You say your prayers, step back down, and take a step up to this small hallway, and continue further forward. Whoops, wrong pencil. Fuck's sake.
No,
And
I'm
as
walking
you
by myself,
continue
that's fine.
further forward, you see that a pathway leads down and then continues down underwater.
Underwater.
I think we might want to use those
Potions.
potions from Morks.
Before we continue on, do you want to check the other rooms for anything useful?
Maybe we can come back later.
Alright.
You
Drinker.
all take out or hand out a potion each. You look at these blue vials with a jellyfish inside, and I mean, Mork said, "Just drink it." It doesn't look
So,
very appetizing,
Like
but
the
that's what you're stuck with.
so like the slogan of Morks, just drink it.
Just drink it.
Just drink it. And
Bottoms
as
up.
you, I mean, the
Bottoms
liquid itself is kind of thick, but you have to gulp the jellyfish as
It's like
well.
yogurt with pineapple pieces in it.
As you do, for a brief moment, you all feel as if having a hard time to breathe, but then like try and breathe out again. And as you kind of feel your neck, not that you have gills, but it's as if breathing just kind of feels different. And
Lead the way, Guardian.
you start walking underwater, and within 1 second.
Are we able to speak to each other underwater?
Yes,
Yeah.
isn't it quite weird that last time it was about fire and now it's about water?
Wait, look away. Hold, close your eyes. Did I fuck something
Close
up?
my eyes at night.
do you fuck things up all the time?
Wonder what it feels
know.
without you by my side. Every
Julie?
day
Feeling fine.
was just a bore.
Oh no, it's okay.
Entertained.
Everything is so
It's okay. You guys are now underwater.
That's Hogwarts Legacy, isn't it?
No.
We've heard this before.
Oh yeah, that's
You've heard
that's
many
why
of the songs before. You are all underwater. I had to look up what happens when you're trying to swim in chainmail and great swords and everything, but it's just well, I mean, if you're strong enough to wear it, you're strong enough to swim in it. So it's kind of weird.
Oh my
but,
God.
yeah, I don't know. I thought you just like sink instantly.
But then it's like they can walk under.
It's like Metal Mario in Nintendo 64 Mario, but that's not the case. You are all underwater. As soon as you get down here and start looking towards each other while you can breathe, like weirdly enough, you have a ability to now breathe underwater. While you can do that, as you try to communicate in between one another, while it's doable, have you ever tried to have your heads like in a swimming pool and try to talk to each other? You can understand some parts, but primarily, like, or only really if you're, I mean, this far apart. If you were to try and talk to someone far off, it would be sounds essentially. But obviously gestures could work as well.
What's the light situation down here?
It has
I put on my
grown
torch.
dimmer. It has grown quite a bit dimmer.
Dim,
You can
dim.
still see the outlines of the room or the place you're in, but with being underwater in general, even in somewhat clear water, which this isn't even, your light, what do you call it?
Source.
Not light source, but your vision is at most 15 feet ahead of you.
I try
Water
to,
is very cruel to light.
I try to follow the
Obviously.
shining armor of Galleon.
Yeah?
Can I? Oh, he's shining.
He's not shining.
Okay. Can I don't know if this works, but I have the sacred flame, which is just like divine light. Can I use that at all?
No.
I think you have to use that on.
Because it's a spell that you use
Yeah.
on someone.
Yeah, well, it's more for flair. I was asking you.
No.
No.
No
That's what
flare
light is for.
you.
Makes the sense.
Does anyone have light?
No.
No, I have.
I have a reacher.
I'm gonna punch things. And then
Do I have anything light-ish?
Nope. I see no possibilities unless we
Galleon, do you have light?
unless we had a gong with us. He could have done
The only
get
thing I have
dancing.
is I can catch Shield of Fate on.
That's the only cantrip you have?
That's not a cantrip. That's a spell.
What cantrips do you have?
Well, they don't have.
I have Booming Flame
Gong
and
wants
true. Yes, Booming Flame.
got from my champion.
Okay.
What about your
Does-
moonbeam?
So
Yeah, does his blade shine up in any way?
Moonbeam down here.
not really no.
If
You
Gonk,
can't cast it? Oh,
You make your way.
if Gonk was here, he could do dancing lights.
He could. You make your way into the water. Gong is not here.
Gong
Who's
is
this
bringing
Gong
on
you're
the
talking about?
scholar.
Are there any fish
brother.
in the water?
One moment. Close
Well,
your
I mean,
eyes.
don't the ghost light up a little bit, maybe?
Seven.
You are all here underwater, realizing that you don't really have much of a light source, at least not.
I can see the map.
Fuck.
I
Boop.
can't see the map.
There you go.
Oh, I
You're all
can't see
underwater.
the map.
We're right there in the middle. You see the great blue.
You
Yes.
find yourself in this narrow passageway.
Keep it up, up.
Oh wait, this is easier.
That's a big
You know,
monster.
I'll do this instead. That's easier.
You'll do that.
And start
Squiggly.
making your way further underwater. Again, I know that some of you have swum before and dived before, but
I've drowned before.
you have drowned before.
Oh,
Surprisingly enough, you have had no remorse of entering this cave, or bad feelings
I'm
about
going
it.
back.
You are swimming down. Again, these souls are all still in the exact same shape as they were above water, just floating their way through this space, providing you with a light source, essentially. Not much of one, but one allowing you to at least see the walls and what is on there.
And these plants, do they look natural or do they look alive?
They
Alive.
seem to wave in the, I mean, as you swim past them and as water is being put into motion. But outside of that, you don't seem to sense.
Can I
A whole
take
lot.
my quarterstaff out and try and touch the plants with that?
They just maneuver through. You don't see a whole lot. You see what appears to be a corpse of yet another guard down below. And
10 feet under the ground below.
and that the pathway continues for a bit, but then seems to be sealed off.
So I'm guessing he's in better condition, being
The one lying there,
yeah.
he's not a skeleton, but nope, he's, floating in the water just above the... Actually, no, he wouldn't be, because he's wearing some sort of armor. Lying on the ground with his arms kind of dangling in the water as you guys come in. It's as if the spirits that swam or did their thing through here didn't really change the water. Like the water wasn't affected by their passing. But ever since you guys have done your swimmeroos through here, the water have clearly been put into motion, so to speak. And the spirits swim seemingly through
The sealed thing.
the wall down around here.
Should we try to break it in?
Yeah. Can I take out my shovel
You did bring a shovel, so yes.
and then kind of scrape at this wall? Is it or
Yeah, I mean,
like
for
a-
now it's mainly rubble, but yeah, as you do, you manage to get off a bit of a layer of rubble, but after long you feel that it's just, the wall
rock.
that you're
Oh,
bonking into.
but they're going through the wall.
Correct.
All right, maybe try one of the other sides.
What did you want to say before, Kevin?
I would like to see if there's anything on his body that we can use, a key or something.
You don't see anything on his body. You do notice, though, that on the two pillars that are there, that there is as if they are approximately, what would they be, 3 meters tall. In this room you're currently inside. I should also add that all movement you're doing right now is difficult terrain.
Yeah.
What?
What? you see that there's a bit of a. Imagine a pizza stejnovn, the one that you have for the garden. There's like a bit of what do you call those?
Crevice?
Opening.
Opening.
In lack of a better word. And above it, there is what appears to be kind of carved in to the stone. Only one of the pillars has this. A flame.
A flame.
Carved in, like above this hole in the wall.
I remember what.
You have not been to this room before.
I
Gallion.
seek at the back.
I mean, again, when you're next to each other, you can communicate,
Okay.
but in non-overly complicated matters.
Can you use fire up there?
I mean, it's on the surface level. This hole.
There.
Sacred flame.
You can produce flame?
As you use sacred flame, nothing
I
happens.
think, yeah.
Fireball.
You sacred flame, you kind of put your hand to it and just try to sacred flame, but it's as if it happens and then just fades away and quickly gets kind of engulfed with the water.
I try to look under my feet to see if there's some sort of opening in the floor.
Yeah, there don't seem to be any. But as you then use firebolt inside it, you use it, and then initially, as expected, the water just kind of eats the little bolt of fire that you do. But it's as if it ignites something inside, and while it doesn't turn to flame, it just starts glowing. And as this glow comes from inside the pillar, you where you were stood, kind of, you're still in the middle with your shovel of trying to. There's got to be a hole somewhere.
I'm brute force.
And again, you're lying flat in water, trying to do this. Swimming and need more momentum.
And I'm doing swimmingly.
And you see how in front of you, right as you kind of do this into, like with the shovel, into the wall, that it pretty much just cracks open.
Guys,
And you see how the pathway continues further forward.
But does anything happen over by the glowing thing?
It just seems to glow.
And nothing else at the other one.
No. You continue through, and it's as if when you reach this point and look out, the flooring on what was like the marble floor that you have swam / half moved across turns to sand. Probably the same type of rock bed as you've been walking on had it not been completely dried out.
So are you saying what once was before is now sand?
It cannot rain because we're underwater.
But it starts raining.
It starts raining underwater. And you now see again, you are where these spirits are maneuvering through.
Disappointed in you.
You continue swimming your way forward, coming across multiple pillars of
Lisa for you.
Lisa, what?
the pillars.
It's all about my friends.
You continue swimming forward, and it's you can't really make out if what you're in is still what was the castle at some point, or if you're actually at some sort of like the bottom of this big lake. You continue swimming forward and see yet another corpse, this one fully skeleton, just sat up against the wall, clearly having sat here for quite a while, just Like just there's no facial expression. Obviously, it's skeleton. Just like set up against the wall.
Does he have anything on him that might be useful?
It's literally just bones. What once was might have been leather or something similar,
It's
but no.
No.
Does it seem like
Not at all.
he had looked at in some direction, looked at something on the
And-
other side of the wall?
No, and even if he did, let alone looking at how long it might have been here. I mean, the water itself, just you coming around already started, moving the bones in the body. So there isn't a whole lot to go off
I
of.
have hooves. This
Oh
way.
yeah, that's true.
You continue swimming
Oh, I have hands.
your way forward.
Oh yeah, that's wow.
You continue
Yes.
swimming your way forward. And
Why would you have a ring?
It's just
I can only have one ring.
To rule the
And
wall.
as you make your way further forward, again, you've been following, sometimes intertwining with. I forgot to play the right song during all this time. No, it's the ghost
Under
song.
the castle.
You continue to swim, following these ghosts, sometimes not able to avoid touching them, and you again get this cold sensation whenever you get in contact with them, as they just kind of continue moving forward. You try to, swim your way through and communicate with each other. You reach what appears to be a big room. At least you can't see the top, but as if this might have been a cave even before everything fell off the map, or whatever you should call it.
Ancient key.
You see that in front of you lies what looks like the remains of a ship, but half engulfed in sand. And can I do this faster? I can. And see that overhead
So this
is what appears to be a big canyon, similar to, or crevasse, similar to the one you passed upstairs, where this bridge have clearly completely sunken in. And before you, you see what appears to be a massive temple entrance.
like before the palace was there, or oh my god, this is scary.
A big
I
palace.
remember this.
You have never seen this inside the temple. If anything, Galleon, you would take for granted you are at the actual bottom of the lake now. And
we're
again,
someplace that's very old.
this would look incredibly old.
What
You see
path
the-
does the ghost take?
The ghosts just continue straight across this bridge, kind of just flowing up, like splitting in two, up these stairs and floating inside this temple. You see a big face on this, on the gate or the portal or entrance, and then it leads further forward, and you can see how these ghosts, they just kind of continue into a new hall room,
And
a
this
hallway of a
face
kind.
doesn't make us think of anything anymore.
It doesn't look like anyone you've seen before, no.
Does it look male or female?
It has a beard, a room beard.
Oh, this could be the face of Hilsham. Does it look like a satyr?
Looks very humanoid. Could be a bit elven, I suppose, but none that you would have, like none that you would recognize.
Or the forgotten
Does
one.
it look like that it's going underneath here and underneath?
Be
No,
careful.
it just is as if it has all been sucked down, and when that happens, like both the sides have just kind of collapsed
Right.
down on.
Let's keep on
top.
swimming.
As you
Want to check out if there's anything in the ship?
That's
That's
It's
it's
very
kind of
odd.
sanded, right? Or is
we
it
have
like-
we have an hour. I don't
That's
think we
true.
have time for dealing.
As you start maneuvering further forward,
Okay, I'm just.
Therogar, Dominic, and Kevin realize that there's something moving below you in the water. As you all look down, you
See a giant purple one.
and there we go. Roll death saves. You see what appears to be. Would you know what that looks like? Nah, for the sake of shit, you would. You see what appears to be a shark. Not a very big one, but still a pretty decent sized one. And I would like for all of you to roll initiative.
Holy shit!
Holy shark.
Fuck! Oh. Can I get 17 plus on my initiative? That would be lovely.
Yes.
Thank you.
I allow it.
You're gracious.
12.
13.
Galen,
What?
initiative. What?
What?
What did you roll for initiative?
12?
Yay!
Share turn.
Split.
Dominic.
Turn.
Yes.
4.
Therogar.
16.
Oh, okay. I thought I started.
Yes.
Shark start.
Therogar, you start. And you see how this shark is starting to swim up towards you. And you can put a red. Oh, I have them here.
Where is
A red one.
is it?
In it would be. Let me mark it for you. It would be coming up from here, about 10 feet below you now. So 3 meters down, like kind of swimming up towards you.
All right. Well.
Towards whoever is closest on the map. I can't see. Who's that?
This one is Saruga.
Oh, well, he's swimming towards you then, Therogar.
All right.
I'll take
Then
one as well.
I would like to try and take the wand that I've been given by Seek
Yeah.
and point it at the shark and try to use it.
Oozing, man.
Yeah. How would you like to try and use it? Given that, just like describe to me what Therogar does in trying to use it.
Well, he looks at it and he kind of goes to a place of when he's used to using magic, that kind of meditational feeling, and then he tries to point it at the shark and think to himself, attack.
Yeah. As you do, kind of with a bit of a flick, you see how this purple-ish, dark, not matter, but just like orb flies from the
Wand.
from the wand and towards this creature, and I would like for you to make a ranged attack spell
Ranged attack.
with intelligence as the modifier.
All right. So that's
Oh, fuck.
okay, ranged attack.
Spell attack.
Smell attack.
That's why I didn't want it.
I think that is the dump stat of all of you.
Yes.
I don't think there's a single intelligence-based player.
No.
No.
It's not a dump stat.
All right, that's a natural one.
You see this shark coming at you. You're again underwater trying to get this wand out in your hand. Going flick in the midst of doing this, as this light comes out, you drop it. Not that it can't fall that far, but you see how it just slowly starts falling into the water.
What are you gonna do?
And the shark continues towards you. Kevin, what did you roll? 13, right?
13.
Your turn.
All right.
So I can just do one attack.
Oh,
that's all I
sorry.
can do on my
No,
turn?
of course, I'm stupid. It's still your turn.
All right, I'll try to move below so and prepare a get back the wand.
Yeah, you start swimming after the wand. Yeah. What is your movement?
Well, my
40,
movement
right?
is 40.
Normally, so
40.
20 feet of movement underwater. Yeah, you'll be
And,
able to get down to the wand, but
It's still going towards me, right?
yeah.
So as a bonus action, I rage.
Yeah. But technically, since you interact with the object, you can't pick it up.
No.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of the logic behind that, but it's D&D. It does what it wants. Anything else on your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, Kevin?
That is I have 20 feet of movement.
Yeah.
So that's 10.
Yeah.
That's just 5. But, oh yeah, 10,
10,
Yeah.
20.
20. That's it.
Yep.
I
Underwater
use
is-
my Sense of haste.
Yeah.
Boom.
But don't you have 40 movement speed?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 20
So
underwater.
count.
Then it's 5. Right?
No, because it's difficult terrain.
Yeah, but then you just count.
But what? You don't double the difficult terrain
no, no,
yourself.
no. So
Yeah,
it's just
The terrain is the
5,
same.
10,
Yeah.
20, 50.
And then you can swim, like you're already swimming diagonally down, so you can probably get to it.
Double
Yes.
difficult.
Ah!
While I do that,
I'm a snail
my
now.
new dragon spike.
Okay.
And I just I'm just gonna roll. But how much is the modifier on that
You
one?
first receive your hit.
It's
Yeah.
an attack roll with
But
your
how much for
modifier.
an attack roll? Is it just my dex because
That
I
is
have
just a regular +1 dagger
+1?
for your attack, yeah.
And then plus everything.
Did you also drop your dagger?
That's a 9. It was a nat 2.
Oh, there
Nat
you go.
two.
That one would have been better, you get to reroll. Oh, you're not a halfling.
No,
never
no,
mind.
I'm not a
Not in
halfling
this
here.
campaign.
Yeah. So that's a 9.
So you, also you roll with disadvantage.
Oh.
But
That's a
it's
1. I said it before I did.
Did you that one?
That wasn't that one.
So as you as well, having never fought underwater before, try and swing your dagger. You oh wait, actually now for the sake of this we'll keep it at it, but I think daggers actually is one of those weapons that don't get disadvantage underwater. But for the sake of
No, it's
hilariousness,
fine, it's fine.
you did drop your dagger. But it's still floating in the water right in front of you.
Okay.
Wait, I have to
haven't used
look
my
that up.
bonus action
Underwater.
yet. I've interacted with a weapon. Can I take it again?
No, you've interacted with an object. You pulled it out.
I'm just gonna use my
Dagger,
second attack.
javelin, crossbow, spear, trident. Okay.
He is raging, and then you have advantage because he's next
That's
to it.
actually true.
So you
He's
just have
raging.
it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you just don't have disadvantage.
Yeah.
so
So
it
just
is
a
a
regular roll.
9.
So it's
So
still
what's the
just
first
9.
one?
Yeah.
9.
So he
yeah.
just-
So you still want to drop it for the memes?
No, because I want to attack again.
That's always fun.
Okay, so you didn't drop it. You get to attack again.
Thank
Oh
you.
my god. It's also 1.
Nat
So
one.
that's the one. No. So that's 24.
You hit.
Yes.
Amazing.
Is it a D6 plus?
It is a D4 plus your modifiers.
Okay. So D4 plus that's 7 damage.
And then you get to roll 11 D6s.
Wait, what? What is happening?
That's some poison shit. That's some poison damage.
doing? Water?
But then now you. But how many?
That's a magic
Need
item.
11.
That's a magic item.
But what if that's the only
That's
time?
amazing.
I really don't hope it is. No, it isn't because I've already been hit with it. So I've used 2 charges.
Oh, you got just hit by the blood.
Where's my red one?
Roll it.
Oh, you have my red one.
I have your red one.
3,
Why do I have your red one?
Well,
five,
how many
six,
was it?
11
7, 8,
D6s.
9.
We're walking back to the dragon to get some more.
Ready for poison!
Imagine if it was a natural 20.
Oh.
22! 22 d6s! That's just. just
Mikkel. That was what I rolled against him.
Yeah, and I made.
That's crazy.
But any.
Okay.
That's why I did this when I rolled.
So
amazing.
No, this was a 5.
Welcome to dragons that are ancient.
So,
I like it.
And challenge rating 23.
I have a cape!
I have a gift.
You could make like arrowheads.
45 damage
And like,
to this shark.
And that's plus the 7.
It's got it for the.
Oh, yeah,
So what
that's
happens
true.
as
That's
you
true.
stab it, the first time you go, whoa, underwater, I don't know what I'm doing. And then the second time, you pretty much just pierce into it, and you see that as soon
Let's
as...
see.
No.
No, it wasn't a net 20. Yeah, because
But you had disadvantage.
Oh, that's
you
true.
have just a roll.
So as you stab it the second time, you kind of pierce the lower part of its belly, and instantly, similar to when it hit you, the one drop of poison, how it started to spread out, the fancy design that you said. This time around, because you literally thrust the dagger, and you just see how for the entire body, this starts just spreading out, as if all the veins. He did 56 damage. As if all the veins in this shark just turned green, and you see how the and went out of combat.
Oh my god.
I turn around in the water.
How?
And I swim.
Poison
towards
can be dangerous.
I take the wand.
Done.
Yeah, you grab the wand. You see how this shark just starts, floating around in the water, and around it
Ghost
this
comes
small
out of it, and then the ghost starts.
the ghost shark starts following the no. How you see how this shark just around it a faint green, just not cloud, but just puff starts. It doesn't take long before it does this. It doesn't take long before it's deep, like liquefied so much that it fades out. But clearly, let alone the fact that it could maintain its poisonous effect for this long, spreading into, just being completely diluted with water, it took quite a while before it just kind of vapors away. You can just see how this shark just continues to kind of
Remind me to never
Be torn
combat an
apart.
ancient green dragon.
on
Be
each
very
anything.
careful with that weapon, Wolf.
Don't stab yourself.
But
I'm resistant. Like Zeke's hand in the fire.
on.
Like your hand in the fire. I'm resistant.
Okay, let's.
You continue swimming further forward. Make your way in through this space.
Gallen's leading. Are
And
you alright, Captain?
and follow. Galleon, are you alright, Captain?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
You continue swimming further forward. And come to a room with. I could actually show you this room as well, I suppose.
Room of
Give me one moment.
Uno momento.
Just do this. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And now it became 1:30 anyway. Flag, I'm so sorry.
What?
The time.
Yeah,
Well, it's
Yeah.
amazing. We're in a
but
something.
it's all right.
It's amazing we're on a something, I agree. You all enter this next room,
Yes.
which
There's a witch.
no fuck.
Luna, why are you in here? Okay.
One second.
That's a beaver.
Den ville lyd. Hvordan lå det?
Your epiglottis låget.
I can only do it with sound.
It's like.
Now I did it. If you have
Well,
enough
that's
stick-
why they tend to fuck up. Now I get it. Because I do this
It's like
first
the
and then I
Predator.
turn it.
And yes, stream. This is what we do when we're off.
Yeah, unemployment.
Hey.
Great. So what you see next is
Not unemployed.
I am. Yes. That's why I did like. Yeah.
fuck's sake.
Yes. Yeah.
There we go. Is this correct, Toby? Oh no, it's not correct. Is this correct? Yes.
I blame.
You
I blame the
swim
mana potion.
further forward and make your way initially into a.
Neptune pair.
Yeah. True.
Amazing.
Wait, whoa.
And make your way into a. You come in from down here. A what appears to be an old kind of foyer or reception area, in lack of better words, where there are 4 pillars, all with different shapes of like openings in them. This happened for reasons.
Raison.
We have too many maps open at the same time. And again, seems to be pretty fallen apart as well. On the side of it, you see there are reliefs, like stone carvings essentially, of what appears to be a person sleeping. Who then,
Where,
like if
here
a
in the
person
pillars, or-
on the sides,
On that side, on the side.
you see there appears to be people sleeping in like one end, then standing up, then floating towards the light. And what you're seeing is that all these shadows, ghosts, spirits, whatever, that are floating past you are continuing forward into the next room. To where, since I've shown it to you now, there seems to be a massive crystal.
Alright, I'm trying to look to the sides to see if there's any form of traps, or it seems like these
Make an
statues might
investigation
become
check.
I'll help you.
alive.
Can I assist?
Yeah.
You just do your own, yeah.
Then it becomes without disadvantage. So it's just him that rolls. Because he would have rolled with disadvantage, but since you're helping,
because
it becomes a regular roll.
Perception?
Investigation.
Investigation.
You can have a guidance.
Yes, please.
Have a guidance.
That's an 8.
There don't seem to be anything that would come to life here. You do see that the pillars, as you kind of try and swim around, these pillars, this room is probably 4 meters to the ceiling as well. The pillars all have different markings on them. One moment. I will let you know this, and you see that I have to make sure that I do this right.
Are these things here? Were this the?
One moment, close your eyes. I'm so worried that this pops up the wrong place.
I could also just do this.
Great. So you see that there's a pillar with the same fire symbol directly to your left in here. There's one across that seems to have a kind of a star. Or like a faint glow coming from it with like bright light up there. The one in the corner towards you has a skull on it.
What are we looking? Where are
Pillars.
these pillars? Okay, great.
This one, these
Skull.
like
Yeah.
this one has skull. This
That
is
one
the
has a flame. Sorry, that one down there has a light. That one has the flame.
Do you have a flame one?
A flame one. And the one up there has a lightning bolt.
And the reliefs, they were in this on the side.
They were on the sides, kind of just showing that direction.
But so this is not a coffin.
No, it used to be statues that have crumbled.
Have crumbled about. Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
going to try to.
And again, all the spirits are continuing
Forward.
into the room and the.
Seeing what happened last time, I'm going to use Sacred Flame on the light one.
Yeah. As you do, nothing happens.
Fireball that with the fire
Flame?
symbol.
Nothing happens.
I signal to. Maybe we can swim forward. Look ahead.
Sure.
While swimming that way, I just quickly take out the wand again, and I try to use it at the pillar with the skull.
I mean, you'd have to fit it into kind of the area. So you go over to kind of shoot it into it, and a similar. Nothing seems to happen. You come in to the next room. You see there's a whole floor bed of corals and various I mean, it would be colorful had there been sunlight lighting on it, but it's pretty dim in here. So what you see while you're here is that you have this big crystal centered in the room. 4 pillars, all with symbols on them as well, matching the symbols
In the room.
outside. But not only do they have, they don't seem to have any like of their openings. It's just as if they have the symbols on them of the different elements, and on top of them lie these big crystals in different colors.
What are the ghosts doing?
The ghosts come into this room and essentially just kind of
Inside this room.
enter the crystal.
Can I
They're
swim
absorbed
up?
by the crystal.
They don't seem to be sucked in. They pretty much just kind of fade into it and vanish.
Is it possible to swim up to the top of these pillars, to the stones?
Yeah, they're like 2-3 meters tall, maybe 3 meters tall.
Are there any engravings on those crystals up there?
Not that you can see, no.
Can you bring the crystals? Are they
Yeah,
loose?
I'm gonna try to.
The crystals are pretty big, and as you try to, kind of stand on the pillar and lift up,
So they don't
you
fit
see
in
that
the
they
hole.
don't.
They don't fit in the pillar holes.
No, they lie on top of. I mean, the pillars are the exact same in there as they are in here,
Yeah.
except they are. They have these thingamabobs
On
on
top.
top of them.
Oh, okay.
You see that. Give me one moment. You see that the one in the one that Dominic is currently standing on has the flame symbol on it. That the one in the top left corner
This
has the skull symbol on it.
Oh.
The one in that corner has the star symbol on it. And the one in this corner,
Star symbol.
oh sorry, has the yes, the star light symbol, yeah. And the one in the corner down here has the lightning bolt on it.
Okay, so.
And
these are-
you essentially just floating off to the side as bit as you try and study these pillars and see how these souls just one after one continue to
Inside.
float into this crystal.
Does anyone
We need
dare to
to-
touch the crystal?
We need to
Yes.
figure a way to maybe align them with the other ones up there.
Galleon,
I'm gonna swim out to this one here and see if this one is also stuck, or I can.
They
lift
don't
that.
seem movable, no.
do you think it's safe to touch the crystal, Galleon?
It's
I
well, that
wouldn't
one.
advise it.
Oh,
Does
But
any
I must say I know nothing of this place. I've never been here before.
does anybody know any lightning magic?
I have my booming blade. I can do
try and
double
shoot
damage.
up on the fire one as well. Here, from here.
Yeah.
A firebolt on the crystal.
As you start from where you are shooting a firebolt across, you see that within like 10-15 feet, it pretty much just gets destroyed.
He
And
goes
as you
up.
start swimming in the direction of the crystal, you notice that where all these souls are entering the crystal, every time a new soul enters, it's as if you get a glimpse of kind of the outline of something inside the crystal.
Could it be?
But you can't really make it out from, again, you literally have about 10-15 feet of vision in here.
I'm gonna try to go back here and try to put flame in here.
Yeah, it would take you a while to swim.
I'll go over
back,
to the
but-
crystal and see if I can see
As
who's in there.
you start swimming back, and Theragar, you start swimming towards the crystal. As you come close without touching it, you kind of try and look and see into it, maybe off of the
Oh,
side of
okay.
where all the ghosts
that
are coming in
crystal,
from. You see that as you kind of try and look into it, it's as if just as if a, I mean, amount that you can't really count, but just all these souls are constantly floating around in there, and it's as if in the midst of seeing all of this movement of these souls that are essentially the same way we would have a ghost, on a stick, kind of floating around. It's as if you see someone sitting in a, what is that called in English? Fosterstilling.
Fetal position.
There you go, in the middle of it.
And are there any more details about this body I see?
It's very hard to make out. It's not very big. I mean, it's not small, but it would probably be, Zeke sized.
There's someone in here, in the crystal,
Someone.
lying down there. Perhaps the one
does
we
it look
sent here
like?
to free.
What say you, Galleon?
You cannot.
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
it look like. What it looks like.
Well, it looks like a small humanoid.
I swim over.
Like
to
someone you
to
know.
them too.
Not someone I can't make
You
out.
can't. You,
It's
none
like a
of you-
silhouette,
I mean,
right?
it could be your brother, and you wouldn't
like
be
a
able to
sil-
make the person out. There's too much.
It's
we,
kind
need,
of silhouette.
we need more light. I can't see.
Can I try to put some flame into
Yes.
it? when
While
I'm
all this has been going on, you started swimming back out in the other direction, and once again tried to do the flame into this one. Nothing happens. But the rest of you don't know that because you're in the other room.
I'm
Are you
still-
swimming
When you did
from?
the flame here, your flame didn't reach the crystal. It was
Oh, I
destroyed
tried to.
before.
I tried.
He
to
also
swim
tried
up-
to do it up close.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it didn't work either. Yeah.
As you swim from, I assume you've tried to lift the one over there now, Kevin, and start swimming, or make your way over and start lifting the one in the opposite corner, or what?
Here?
Yeah. I mean, you said you wanted to try and lift them, so I assume
Yeah.
them and
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
Or what?
Yeah, well, if I were to do anything, I'd probably be going over here because
Okay.
that doesn't align with the other ones.
As you make your way over to the one in the corner, or the corner, the one that you're next to, there you see that below you, down in the corals, maybe 30, 40 feet down, are what appears to be small, like eel-like creatures swimming around.
Eel-like creatures.
A serpentine eel-like
I swim.
creature.
I swim. I suspect I was also checking out the
You tell me.
silhouette thing. I swim to you, Kevin,
Yeah.
and
But this is just Kevin that has seen that.
yeah. And I try to help. Yeah, I try to look at you and like, should I help you push it?
Look down there. Look at those things swimming around. Maybe we can use them to connect something.
Who's got the gloves?
No clue.
Not me. Or did I?
I should have them.
Someone
I
has.
think some.
I.
Who did? Oh.
Marks!
I might have them.
Yeah.
I think.
We
I
have
mean,
them.
someone has them in the inventory, so
Yeah.
you tell me.
I have nothing in my.
No, I didn't.
I
Because I
don't
didn't
think
write
I
it
did.
down.
Maybe. Did I do that?
But we did talk about
Did I do
putting
that?
them. I might have put them in mine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I pull out the gloves
Mm-hmm.
that we used for the lightning thing.
As you start opening your backpack and pull out things slowly, a lot of your other belongings
Oh,
start
shit.
falling
Oh,
out.
no.
But you start like in the midst of all of it, like spend probably a couple of minutes
Yeah.
trying to make sure to get all of it back into your pocket again. Again, you are all underwater. We're done in very soon.
Yeah. I've just.
Yeah.
And I put on. Can I just ask something? The reliefs
Yeah.
from the other room. You said it was of. Was it like a
Someone laying down,
Yeah.
someone walking, someone floating, light.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. So dead and then what? Yeah.
So should the
I'm.
are there the same? Is it the crystals on top that are the different things on these pillars, or are there symbols
There are
underneath
symbols.
them?
There are symbols
On
on
both.
the pillars, but the symbols on the pillars aren't like the same. You know, they aren't set up the same as they out here. What you have now, like the colors you have now, match the symbols on the pillars.
Okay. I'm swimming down to see if I can grab one of the eels.
As you come closer, you realize that they're not just small eels. They're, I mean, bigger,
Okay.
and they are just kind of swimming around, minding their own business.
Oh, wait a minute. I swim up again.
Yeah.
I swim to you. Can you speak with the eels?
I can try. All right, I get close down
That's
to
gonna
the
take 10 minutes though, right?
eels and I start preparing
Oh, we
a
only
speak
have
with them.
one
Oh,
hour.
you're preparing. Oh.
Yeah.
We only have 1 hour.
And you've probably been underwater for 15-20 minutes so far. At least.
Yeah.
Oh, you also, oh no, the fight was very short. But yeah, you've been underwater for around 20 minutes at this point.
And ask them if it's okay that we can use maybe.
I'm gonna look at this pillar here. Is there any way to is there any links on it or anything that can move?
Not that you can see. Galleon, make a Constitution saving throw.
That is a. That's a fake 20.
Okay.
Oh.
You, for a brief moment, again, while all, same as when you were out in the wind, all these sounds that came past you, some of them you could hear as voices, but you start hearing voices seemingly coming from the crystal. But it's as if you kind of shake them off and wave them away again. But all the sounds that you've been hearing while walking, it's as if those same sounds that you're also now hearing in the speaker kind of emanate from the crystal.
I'm gonna.
You can also just try and
swim
grab one.
over here
Mm-hmm.
to see what this is.
It is just the wall. There is a bit of a plateau out where maybe once they would have, I mean you wouldn't know, but put flowers or whatever for decoration, or a statue would have stood, but it doesn't seem to be anything anymore.
I'm gonna swim up here.
And again, I mean, all
Yeah,
your
it's
movement
gonna
is taking a
take-
while.
yeah.
So, in the meantime, the rest of you back there, Therogar, you can still see this. I mean, kind of set like this position, creature in the inside the crystal, and the longer you float around it and see all these souls just continue to fade into it. More, actually, and I think that was a mistake on Galleon, but since you're the ones that are there, make a wisdom saving throw. That is what Galleon should have made too. But there we go.
Wisdom.
No, Emilio, I already, that was a DM mistake. You already made your
with
check
the eel?
before.
Well, I didn't really see it.
Natural 20.
yet.
Oh,
That's really- All you hear as you're kind of sat next to this, but focusing still on trying to prepare your speak with animals ritual, you just hear a "come to me" sound from the crystal.
I go. I try and just see if I can touch the eels and feel if.
With your hand?
No, with the gloves.
The
I put
glove.
a glove on.
As soon as your hand kind of glide over the top of the eel, you feel like a static, or you don't feel it, but you can like tell that there is like a static response.
Okay, so they might be electric eels in some way.
And now that you noticed it the first time around, Therog, I continue hearing this. Come to me. Free me. Sound from within the crystal. You can't really make out if it's part of all these sounds or if it's now starting to be something that you're hearing more inside your head.
I kind of feel compelled by the voice, and I drop my ritual and slowly start to move towards the crystal and put out a hand to touch it.
The rest of you see as Therog starts swimming towards the crystal the moment he touches it. As if emanating from where the crystal was, and then just one by one out this way, all the souls just vanish. And a second later, what you see is that within the room you're in,
Are they all
light
Oh shit.
erupts from all these pillars in different
So far away.
light comes from these pillars, and you, Therog, just exactly manage to kind of bounce off, or will kind of push yourself off of this rock as it just lights up the entire space. And as you manage to swim back, and you are swimming back up towards the other guys, and Kevin, you are out there. The two of you and Galleon see above you how, as if the ceiling or parts of it just starts kind of moving in a serpentine order. And you hear like a sound. I can't do it that dark. Have you ever played as what is the game God of War, where they talk to the midworm, like the sound essentially, as a very, very big serpentine creature comes to light. And that is where we end today's session. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We will see you for more D&D next time.